Hello, Jase here. Most busy professionals that are trying to create a second income from self-publishing, they're randomly publishing. And here's the thing, that affects how much you make massively. And in this video, I'm going to show you why it affects how much you make. And more importantly, how to do a few changes to switch things around and actually get you in a position where you can actually make money while having a busy job and life as well, something you can do in your spare time. Okay, let's get started. I'll just quickly show you this works. What I'm about to show you works. All my students here, Debbie who's made $4,000 recently, Raleigh who made $130 in a day, Genevieve did $230 in a day, and then she went on to make nearly $6,000 in a month. They're doing two things. They've got a published rhythm, it's the first thing, which I'm going to talk about now. They're doing published rhythm and they're doing money-making activities. I'm going to talk about those two things now. Both of those come under the umbrella of workflow. It's the ability to work while you're busy and actually do something that is effective and is moving the needle in your business. Because what most self-publishers do is this. Okay, if you imagine this is when you're working. Oh, let's do this. This is when you're working up here, and this is, I'm just going to put a C for chilling. Okay, forget your job for a minute. This is like your spare time. Let's call it here actually. This is your spare time, right? So you're only going to build your self-publishing business, your Amazon KDP, in your spare time, right? So you're either working on it or you're chilling or doing other, right? What most self-publishers do, the ones that aren't making any money, is they don't have a rhythm like you're seeing here. It's more like this. So these points here, they may be working, the rest of the time life's taking over, which is fair enough, okay? That's life, right? But we need to switch your mindset. The way that you actually make money self-publishing is a commitment to actually make money. Now, that sounds silly, right? But it's very easy not to do. That's why most people are doing this right now. I've done this. You're probably doing this now if you're not making any money. It's life, right? Life will push you in other directions unless you kind of have to defend your time to self-publish. Because what you actually want is a published rhythm, which is nice and steady like this, where you're actually working on your self-publishing specific times during the week, and it's a commitment and it's in your calendar and it's as if you have to do it. That's what we want to do, okay? What you also don't want to do, and a lot of self-publishers do, is this. Where you put in so much time towards it and it's unsustainable. And I get a lot of students that do this. They get my course, they get my program, and they're fired up, and they're smashing it out 20 hours for 2 weeks, and then they don't make any sales because it doesn't work like that. It takes time. And then they drop off here, and then it becomes less and less. Okay? We don't want that. Slow and steady, Eddie. Slow and steady wins the race. We want the blue line here. Now, that's one thing. This is kind of like time allocation, what you need to commit to making this a success. That's one part of the equation. I said there was two parts. So once you've got that, what do you actually do when you're doing the work? Well, I call this money-making activities. And this is I don't know if I came up with this phrase because I've been using this for years. In my mind, when you're busy, when I was starting my KDP account, back when I had my own full-time business. So I would have to be there basically like a 9 to 5. I had to be in the office, all right? So I was looking for something I could build on the side as a second income like you're doing as well. And time was limited, so I had to have a published rhythm commitment. Then the thought occurred to me, I could be working on something, but not actually doing something that matters. So what actually matters in KDP is that we have to make sure that every single activity we're doing is a money-making activity. And what is a money-making activity on KDP? Let's talk about that for a minute. So imagine you're here. This is you not doing any work on your KDP. Then you decide to sit down. I'm going to do some work. This is your money-making activity here. The shortest path is straight line, right? And what is a money-making activity on KDP? It's publishing. Publish. You've got zero chance of making any money unless the book's published. You've got some chance of making money, provided you're doing all the right things, niche, cover, title, etc. That's all in my program, by the way, link below. Provided you're doing all the right things, just assume you've got all that on lock, then you need to publish. You're not going to make any money. I'm not going to make any money unless we actually publish a book, okay? So what's the quickest way to take you from there to publish? Literally, as soon as you sit down, you're working on every single thing that moves you like this, straight to publish. Now, this sounds simple in practice, isn't it? But most self-publishers, they do this. They're looking at the book idea. They found a book idea. Now they're working on the interior of the book, and that can go on literally for a week or two. They haven't published it. If they eventually get to publish, it could be somewhere down here. And remember, if this book isn't guaranteed to make you money, which it never is, right? You just think about the amount of time you've invested, time and sometimes money, into this one book, into just doing one money-making activity that may not even make you money. In your mind, you spent all this time, you don't make money, and that's why most people quit, right? Whereas if you do the way I say, the way that I tell people in my program, just get on and just publish it. Like, there is literally like no excuse for not publishing fast now. Even before AI, I was publishing fast. I was doing a book a day. Now you can do a book in it's like 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours. Like, if you've got 3 to 5 hours over your weekend, you can literally sit down over your weekend, busy 9 to 5, busy business Monday to Friday. Literally one Saturday morning, sit down. You can get to this point here where you basically got the book interior done. And then this point here the next day, and you've published. You've done one money-making activity. And the more of these you do, the more chance you have of making money. It's actually very logical. And I would go into this more. We can add into this, like, the more you do, obviously, the more you learn, the more you compound in knowledge and experience, etc. But that's all. Just have a look at my other videos. I cover that in other videos, yeah? But for now, just think. Let's summarize. Need a publish rhythm. And remember, rhythm is... Whoop, a good rhythm is slow and steady and consistent and sustainable. So think about that. We don't want the hair going crazy on your self-publishing and then you fall off. And we also don't want a really lazy tortoise that's barely doing anything and then just a little bit and falling off. We just want a nice clean rhythm, something that you can sustain over a long period of time. Then once you've got that rhythm in place, remember, every single time you work in, it's a good practice to make sure that it's a money-making activity. You're publishing a book. That's the only thing that makes money on self-publishing, Amazon KDP. Okay, I'll leave a link to my step-by-step below. Thanks for watching. Give me a little like and subscribe for more videos. See you in the next one.